Highlights of the opening day of the Adelaide Test match. This is the final test of 3 in the Ansett Australia series. The Australians lead 1-0. They won the game in Sydney after a superb performance where Shane Warne picked up his 300th Test match wicket, and the one down in Melbourne was drawn. Now, Tony Greig reported that the pitch was in good shape. He thought round about 450 might be a good first innings total. The outfield fast as usual, and these are the two teams announced at the toss. The Australians, Mark Taylor and Matthew Elliott, to go in first. Then Greg Blewett, Mark Waugh and Steve Waugh, Ricky Ponting, Ian Healy. Now, Andrew Bickle is in the side with Michael Kasprowicz, and they will be taking the new ball. And the two spinners have been chosen. Shane Warne, the outstanding bowler in the last decade, and Stuart MacGill making his debut. And problems for Australia because Paul Reiffel, through injury, a possible broken little finger on his right hand, certainly a badly damaged one, has been made 12th man, so that certainly leaves the pace attack just a little bit short of strength. The South Africans, Gary Kirsten, who's vice-captain of the side, and Adam Barker, they've both been in pretty good form. Barker batted well in the limited overs match in Sydney the other night. That was the third game of the series. Jacques Kallis has done very well at both forms of the game. Hansie Cronje, the skipper, Herschel Gibbs, Jonty Rhodes, Brian McMillan, then Pollock, Klusener, Simcox and Richardson. Paul Adams has been made 12th man, so only the one spinner in the side, Pat Simcox, and I'm not sure if in the end that's going to turn out to be a good thing. The South Africans won the toss and decided to bat. We pick it up now in the first over. It's none for none. Kasprowicz is coming into bowl to Barker. In the commentary box, Tony Greig and Bill Laurie.
That's a beautiful start. That's a glorious cover drive.
Oh yes, well that'll relieve a few of the butterflies. A lovely cover drive to the short boundary there by Bacher.
Andy Bickle from Cathedral End. Beautiful day in Adelaide. Well played. And to go all the way, the short boundary, so you get value for your shots at the Adelaide Oval. Just went into that and worked your way on the onside as Bickle got a little bit straight. Nice of a glance. The outfield fast. Big long boundary here at the Adelaide Oval. Pick up 3. And this is a good start by South Africa. They'll be very keen to amass 400 plus in this first innings. They haven't really had enough runs to put Australia under enormous pressure when they bat. If they can get away to a great start here today, and unlike Sydney, one would hope on the first day they'll attack. Yeah. It's nicely played. Outfield fast. Misfield, they should get an extra run. Oh, beautiful. He's dropped the bouncer and he's whacked him away. That's superb cricket.
That is a lovely shot.
That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. Umpire Doug Cowrie from New Zealand shook his head.
It's a good shot, and for one instant I reckon Kasprowicz will have reckoned that he had him there because the ball went the other way. It wasn't swinging into the left-hander. For one moment Kasprowicz will have thought there's an outside edge coming there. Now change in bowling. Shane Warne. That spine stroke, it's evaded Steve Waugh in the short infield position, round about short extra cover. Kirsten has got it away through the field. 37 on the board now. Bickle to continue.
That's a magnificent cover drive.
Bickle's problem at the moment is that his outswinger is swinging just a little bit too far outside off stump. If he runs for that, it won't quite reach the boundary. The outfield's generally quite fast here. Oh, not particularly good commentating judgment, but Steve Waugh seemed to be putting in the short ones rather than the big ones.
The partnership, a good start here for the South Africans who won the toss. They brought up their 50 partnership. 98 balls to do that. Oh, well bowled. That's got to be close. Little shake of the head. All right, well, this will be an interesting replay.
Well, there wasn't much turn from Shane Warne here. That ball has gone basically straight on, just flicked the top of the pad. I don't see how that could have been given out at LBW. It's a good decision.
Oh, he's hit that one really hard. Full toss. And one bounce to mid-wicket. That's a good solid blow, that one.
There's 4 runs here. If it doesn't go to the fence, it'll be an all-run 4, but it will get to the fence. A long part of the boundary there.
He's tossed that one up, and that's well played. That's the 6th boundary. That's Bacher's 6th boundary. Kirsten's already hit 4. He's got that one away, and that will run away to the boundary for 4. Again, didn't quite middle it, but it's certainly gone to the boundary. This is a beautiful outfield. It's going to be Warne to continue. No wicket for 16 off 6 so far.
Yeah. That's 4 runs. Lovely cut shot, too wide and too short from Shane Warne.
29, it's going to be Stuart McGill who bowl for the first time in a test match for Australia.
You've got a lot of left arm orthodox, off spin, left arm over the wrist, but this fellow is the only other leg spinner I know of any quality around Australia.
It's gone for him, well hit, straight down the ground. He'll go all the way. He's playing very intelligent cricket this morning, Adam Barker. None for 83. Oh, good shot. Beautiful. Hard to hit on drive. The left hand of the right arm comes over the wicket, and that's got the timing and the placement. Oh, that's nicely played. This time off the back foot on the offside. This is beautiful batting on the first morning of a test match. There's always a little bit in a pitch, a little bit of movement off the seam, not a lot. No, it was superb placement again. It's around the wicket. Oh, he's gone again. That's a better shot. This time he's on the front foot. This is a beautiful display of batting by Gary Kirsten. Onside drive, one off the front foot on the offside, and then this one off the superb placement. South Africa after winning the toss and batting a none for 97 as Mark Walk comes into the attack here in Adelaide. It's well played. Excellent innings from Gary Kirsten. Oh, past short leg and a fall, but never expected him to catch that. Gary Kirsten a little bit sluggish there, brings up the 100 for no wicket. It's by far the best of the series, and it's been played in dashing style. They've played all the strokes on both sides of the wicket, hook shots, drives, leg glances. That's in good time. A sweep shot, and that's his 50, and that's very well played. Adam Barker showed he was in good form in the one-day final. He's carried on today. He started the impetus here today. He played very well early on. Well played.
Greg Blewett to bowl, and in the commentary box, Ian Chappell, and with him, Tony Greig.
Thank you very much, Richie. Oh, and he's down.
And you'll see here that right foot of his will come down sideways, and there it is. And it does look as if they're pretty new. It's amazing, actually, that the bowlers who get into this situation don't do something to their ankles. We've seen it happen often. I'll tell you what, he was a bit lucky. He very nearly sat on top of his spikes as that one has flipped away down towards square leg, short boundary, so it's gone to the fence for 4.
Both batsmen moving comfortably to a half-century. It's to be Andrew Bickle. Oh, beautiful placement. And the timing's plenty good enough.
Yes, that's a long boundary down there, and that was beautifully played. That's Nicely played, and well fielded that time.
Trouble, but I think he might have just got back. Umpire Cowie is calling for the replay. It was a good save by Stuart MacGill, but I'm not sure why Adam Barker was refusing to run. It was always Kirsten's call.
Yes, I got the feeling he just made it back, but boy, what a close call. Have a look at this. Well, is he going to make it back? Don't think so. Oh, he's taking a bit of time. Well, now that seemed to take an eternity for it to get from when it hit the gloves till it came back. It's a real sigh of relief, that is.
That's why they wear those helmets. Good bouncer from Andy Bickle. That went very close to getting Kirsten.
Little note there for Ian Healy to celebrate his 100th Test match. The Heels are alive with the sound of 100. That's a pretty good shot. That's a cracker. If anything, that's a better shot than the previous one this over. That was more of a half volley. Oh dear. Chances don't come along very often on a pitch this good. When they do come along, you've got to grab them. Greg Blewett was the man.
And he's gone. There you go. That's well caught. He was very timid. He looked a little bit lost there, Adam Barker, and that's a good breakthrough. And I give that wicket to Mark Taylor.
Brilliant diving catch from Shane Warne. And Barker playing at Bickle quite a long way away from the pads. Once again, he has that tendency to play a long way away from the body. That's well taken. The ball was really flying. Bickle got it to just move off the seam. So finally the breakthrough comes for Australia with 140 on the board.
Joe Callis at number 3. South Africa lose their first wicket at 140. Mark Taylor introducing Stuart MacGill from the Cathedral Hen. Oh! It's well bowled. But what he does get is some bounce. It spun a bit. Sweep shot. He's off the mark, and that's 4. Well played. 1 for 148. Out gone. Yes, Warne takes another catch. Slashing Gary Kirsten. That's disappointing when you get to 77. And 2 good breakthroughs by the Australians since the lunch break.
Well, Michael Kasprowicz just talked about what you've got to do on a flat pitch. Keep plugging away and look for something to hit the outside edge of the bat. He was probably talking more in terms of a right-hander. But on this occasion, he's just gone slightly wider on the crease, angled across Kirsten. And once again, Shane Warne has taken a good catch at second slip. And he's nabbing a few of Mark Waugh's catches. But Waugh's kicking himself. It's 2 for 148.
Andre Cronje, South African captain. Oh, that's a good one. It's well bowled. New batsman. A wicket made and 2 for 148. It's well played. That's 4 more.
Kasprowicz. Nicely played off his hip. That is very, very well played. Right off the meat of the bat as well and into the fence for 4. And that's lovely timing. Oh, he's got him. Yes, he's given him out. Well, what a moment this is. MacGill has struck his first wicket in Test match cricket. And there'll be plenty of leg spinners around the world hoping that he gets many more.
Well, it was a stand-up sweep shot. And Jacques Kallis had been sweeping his little heart's content. Now, that's pitched pretty much in line. It's very full. And I don't reckon that was going anywhere else but onto the stump. So Stewie MacGill strikes his first Test wicket. Proud moment for him. South Africa now 3 for 160.
Herschel Gibbs, the new batsman, 6 test matches, a highest score of 54. Not much of an average so far. A little bit of bounce there as that one is struck away down the ground. And the outfield is so good, the ball just keeps rolling. Oh, that one's short and that one's pulled away. We need to see more shots like that from the South Africans. Cronje is one of them that plays it. Certainly a little earlier today, there were a few short deliveries, a few full tosses too that weren't pulled away with this sort of confidence. So Shane Warne now. There's the full toss and he's hit that one, and that one's gone way over the top. Well, that was almost to the top of the Victor Richardson gates. And right alongside our camera up there. Did he catch it? Well, if he did, it's a pretty good catch, I tell you, because that was just about to go over the top of the back of that stand there.
Like it. Well played. Good use of the feet. When you're getting to the half volley and punching it straight. That's a big hit. That's what he likes to do. Hoyt got over the widey Siobhan one almost for 6, and a big hit it was.
That's the one he does like. And we've seen him play that on a number of occasions during the summer.
Full pitch. He puts that one away okay. That's 4.
This time he finds the gap and the fence.
Once again, a very short delivery, and he'll be a little happier with that one. Plenty of time to just pick his...
A lovely shot. And plenty of boundaries today. .200 up for South Africa. 29 fours and 1 6. Oh, lovely shot. He likes that cover drive, and he plays it well. 2 fours in that over. 3 for 207. Hansi Cronje on 31. Herschel Gibbs 21. And they've added 51 in partnership. Third wicket falling at 160. Now this time, Hansi Cronje does play the pull shot. Plays it very well.
Yes, that's certainly a good shot. He's got to wait for those short ones. That's exactly the place to hit them as well. There's no one down there.
Well, he's hit that one, and it's into the garden seats. In fact, it's cleared even the garden seats. Well into the members' stand and down into the Bradman room. 3 for 221. Well, Hansi Cronje has moved to 41 with that 6, the second 6 in this innings. Herschel Gibbs hit the first 6. Healy has a chance here. Would have been out, and now they'll get an overthrow or 2. Herschel Gibbs got a long way to go, and he will get back for the 3rd. Don't get run out on the 3rd now, because he was very nearly run out on the 1st.
Yes, I think you're right. I think that would have been out had he hit the stumps direct.
Well, Australia have got through 80 overs, which means that they can take a second new ball.
Between the cordon of slip fieldsmen. They come back for the 4th. It's a very, very long ground. He's got that away screw of the wicket, and it's going for 4.
It's a beautiful stroke from Gibbs. They'll get 3 and look for the 4, although Blewett's pretty quick, and they've decided against it with the relayed throw.
A neat stroke. Just waited on that and didn't attempt to hit it too hard. It wasn't a powerful square cut. Just a delightful back cut. Kept well away from the gully fieldsman. Half century to Hansie Cronje, and well deserved. Good knock.
Been very powerful in this area here through mid-wicket. Heavy pull shots from both the spinners and the faster bowlers.
Couldn't have split them more perfectly. It was a half volley on leg stump, so it needed something doing to it. 33 and 59, Gibbs and Cronje here at the Adelaide Oval. A very good day's cricket. Another half volley on leg stump, so Taylor's not going to be very pleased about this. He hasn't got fieldsman sat out there at deep square leg, and it's proving to be very expensive.
That'll bring up the 100-run partnership between Hansie Cronje and Herschelle Gibbs, and just at the right time for South Africa. They're seeing out the second new ball. They're playing some good strokes, and it could be a very good day after that 1 for opening stand of 140 between Barker and Kirsten. The skipper and Gibbs doing a great job. Well played. Very sensible batting. He went to the offside. He's got 2 out in the deep on the onside. He just helped it on its way. It's a fine shot.
Very innovative.
And he's got him. Yes. Driving wide. Work breaks through. He's on 37 for a long time, Herschelle Gibbs, and he's paid the penalty. It's 4 for 269.
Yes, I bet he wishes he'd played a couple of those pull shots now and hit a couple of boundaries, because the stagnation has brought about his downfall. Not a bad delivery, just swung quite late, and an excellent catch. Ian Healy performing well in his 100th Test match. Gibbs is gone. It's 4 for 269.
Wicketkeeper Dave Richardson is the night watchman here at the Adelaide Oval. That's a real bonus for Australia, that wicket of Herschelle Gibbs. As Richardson with an average of 24 makes his way to the centre of the Adelaide Oval. 1 ball remaining in the first day's play. So that stumps on the first day at the Adelaide Oval. Not out batsman Cronje on 70. Richardson yet to score. After winning the toss, South Africa 4 for 2.
To the second day's highlights from the Adelaide Oval. South Africa against Australia in the 3rd Test match. Well, the day dawned pretty warm in Adelaide, and the need for South Africa was some quick runs. They'd got off to a pretty good start on the first day. Adam Barker and Gary Kirsten giving them a century opening stand, but then 2 or 3 quick wickets had put Australia right back in the game. 4 for 269 overnight from 96 overs, and there'd been a bit of toil for the Australians. Kaspervich and Bickle both taking a wicket each. McGill on debut getting a very good wicket, and Greg Blewett with some steady medium pace picking up a late wicket and giving Australia some hope. So that was the situation at the Adelaide Oval after the first day. We pick up play now. It's in the 6th over, and 6 runs have been added. The score is 4 for 275, and it's Warne to Cronje, and in the commentary box it's Bill Laurie and Tony Greig.
Got him, the flipper. He was too conservative today, Hansie Cronje. He was looking in a defensive frame of mind, and the flipper was spot on. Superb bowling.
Wonderful bowling by Shane Warne. He's really been trying to peg him down and keep him quiet, and this absolutely bamboozled him totally. It was a wonderful flipper, bang on line, and back went the furniture. Beautiful ball. Just watch this. Just watch how he goes absolutely nowhere, playing all down the wrong line. What a delivery. That is beautifully bowled, and he knows it too. That's a big breakthrough for the Australians. Hansie Cronje, the captain, is out. Bowled Warne for 73. It's now 5 for 275.
Jonty Rhodes at the non-strikers end, and we've just seen a magnificent piece of bowling by Shane Warne on a batsman's pitch. Kaspervich continues from the city end to Richardson. Richardson's gone for it. It's well played. Should get 2. Yes, and also as the flipper. Gee whiz, that's close. Dear, oh dear, if he's run out there, that's terrible cricket. I think he's home, but he was struggling.
He was for a while. It was a case of the ball taken by Healy. Interesting this, I keep looking at these run-outs. It's going to be close. There's no doubt about this. At this stage, he looks as if he's going to be out. But he gets the ball in his gloves. He's still short of the crease. And then, of course, it takes all that time.
Shane Warne doing a terrific job for Australia this morning. And Jonty off the mark with a boundary. Flipper on that occasion wide of off stump. Rhodes on 6. Richardson 7. South Africa 5 for 286. Progress has been slow for the visitors so far this morning. Jonty Rhodes hooking, and he's well caught. They've got down there very quickly. And that's an excellent catch taken by Andy Bickle. Judged it well. It was travelling quickly. Jonty Rhodes is a little unlucky because he hit the shot well, but he wasn't able to keep it down.
I wonder Kasprowicz and Bickle wanted to play in a test together. That was quite something. The bouncer, the just about perfect shot, didn't keep it down, so it went flat and fast. It was on him almost before he realised it, and Andy Bickle, I thought, did brilliantly there. 6 for 286.
Brian McMillan is the new batsman for South Africa. He'll be at the non-striker's end because the batsman crossed as Andrew Bickle was taking that catch. Bradley Young is on the field now, and that's because Andy Bickle just might have hurt his finger in taking that catch. That time Richardson's got hold of it and got it well. A lot of full tosses haven't been put away. On that occasion, Richardson dealt with it severely.
Take the opportunity whenever it's offered. Don't get too many.
Stuart McGill is taking over from Michael Kasprowicz at the southern or river end.
Good shot. Short, wide of off stump. McMillan cuts beautifully. That's a good shot. Down the pitch, lofted straight drive. That's 4.
Well, it had to happen.
Yeah, for one ball. Beautifully bowled. This time he fired and he didn't go after him. That was superb bowling. The fight was there, and Taylor took the softest of catches, and what a magnificent bowler.
Perhaps you'll see Richardson hooked, and he was hooked by that leg break from Shane Warne. A beautiful piece of bowling. Why he didn't go down the pitch and do exactly the same thing as he did the ball before, well, he will be the only man that would know that. That was the simplest of catches for a first slip of Mark Taylor's quality. Beautiful piece of bowling by Shane Warne. The end of Richardson for 15. South Africa now 7 for 305.
Striding out to the centre of the Adelaide Oval. Pollock is a good stroke player. He averages 30. Gill continues from the city end. Great shot off the back foot by Sean Pollock, and that brings up a boundary as Ian Chappell and Tony Greig take up the commentary.
Bit of bat on that one, and it's going down to fine legs, so they'll get 3 here probably. McMillan will come back for the 3rd. Yes, that one just a little offline. Full toss, just drifting down the leg side.
That'll be a boundary. 7 for 326. And it's going to be Andrew Bickle now. And that's well hit.
Yes, that certainly was well hit. Whacked that in front of square down to boundary, and very nice. Just watch this. Watch it go. Really went through with it, and it was beautifully hit. Nicely placed as well. Hansi Cronje not looking very happy. And that one too is whacked away, slightly over pitched, and Pollock, he's not scared to play his shots. If it's a bad ball, he tends to go after it. That's exactly the way it should be done. And this is turning out to be very useful. And another good shot. Again short, and he's hit that one beautifully. That's bounced 3 or 4 times and into the fence. It's wide long on. So he really did pick his spot there. 8 runs from the over, 7 for 342. And that's through the gap for 4. McMillan that time. Again, a short delivery. He's bowling a few too many of those, McGill. Chance that this will be the last over before the lunch break. Oh, nice driven, beautiful drive through the offside field again. Slightly over-pitched, and Pollock simply doing what has to be done to anything that's pitched up and around about off stump. Drive it through the covers. Lovely shot.
It's going to be captured bits from the city end to McMillan. Just the one slip in. Well, drop short you won't. That's going to be 4. It's a 4 ball, and he put it away, and it brings up the 50 partnership.
Yes, Brian McMillan has shown more inclination to play shots today than at any other stage in the series.
That's well played. He waited for that. McMillan got on the half bowl and he placed it superbly.
Yes, McMillan is being a lot more aggressive in this innings. Yes, early in the series he was struggling for form.
That's Peter Pollock, Sean's father, as he whips that square. It may run all the way. In fact, I think it will.
That's well struck. It'll go away to the boundary, even though it's a long one. That takes South Africa along to 372.
40 apiece for Pollock and McMillan.
That's beautifully taken. That really is a good catch. It was sharp. He put one down yesterday. I don't see Greg Blewett do that very often. But Sean Pollock has gone now, and Kasprovic has another wicket and thoroughly deserves it.
Well, they've caught pretty well, the Australians, with the exception of that one that Blewett put down yesterday, but that flew off the bat, and Blewett leapt into the air, both hands to it. Kasprovic gets his 3rd wicket, and they've sort of just strangled another one, the Australians. So South Africa now with Pollock out for 40, 8 for 374.
New batsman Lance Klusener comes out to take the place of Sean Pollock. He's given that a bit. No muck around for Lance Klusener. He's walked in limited overs games on this tour and gone smash. He's done it again. 8 for 378. Yesterday, just a bit out of sorts, but today, beautiful exhibition of leg spin bowling. Except for that.
And that goes all the way to the fence. And South Africa 8 for 382.
There's a man at deep square, but there's no man at deep mid-wicket, the position we were talking about a few moments ago. And that was the pull shot rather than the hoik away over mid-wicket. It's 2 in a row. 2 good strokes from Klusener, the number 10. Each of them boundaries. 8 for 395. That's his 50. I don't mind it was a full toss. They're all very, very welcome. It's a good innings from Brian McMillan. Warren has troubled him so far on this tour, but not today. Very good knock indeed.
8 for 404. McMillan 54. Klusener 16. McMillan on strike, and McGill is going to continue. Oh, he's hit that one, and that one's sailing away down to square leg and over the top for 6. Well, that was a full toss. You don't often see McMillan hit sixes, but, well, he's strong. There's no reason why he shouldn't. That was a rank full toss, and he's hit it over the short boundary at square leg.
Yes, it was a bad ball, and it's the best you can do here. Try and hit it down, hit it straight up. Carried the short boundary easily, and that's well struck. All of a sudden, McMillan's on 60.
Oh, straight drive, lovely shot. That one's running down towards the boundary. Well, he plays some pretty good hits, and that was a good one. Is it going to make the fence? Well, they'll run 4 anyhow. McMillan coming back for his 4th.
There's going to be a change. Going to be Mark Warren to the attack as well. Now that'll suit Lance Klusener because he'll go for him.
That's a good shot again. Lovely drive down the ground. Over pitched, full toss, and Klusener hitting it straight down the ground for 4. Oh, whack. You can't hit them much harder than that either. And that's the 50 partnership. Well, the tail is definitely wagging. Well, that's nicely cut away as well. Again, a short delivery. Well, he's bowling a loose one every over, isn't he? That's a bit of a problem.
That's a good shot. And a lot of boundaries in this innings. 8 for 435. Man at deep backward square. And he'll come into play now. And in fact gets past Michael Kaspovich and goes for 4. I was talking earlier, as we see the misfield there, I think a number of overs might have got to young Michael there. And caught straight to Shane Warne off the long hop, and perhaps once again that heavy bat has caused him to hit it other than where he wanted it to go.
Well, McGill's too inexperienced to do it, but I've known some bowlers over the years who will be telling everyone at the moment how they planned that. Take them as they come. You bowl a lot of good balls and you won't get reward, and reward came McGill's way for this one. A little bit quicker and hit straight to the man. Shane Warne took it, his 3rd catch, 9 for 443.
Pat Simcox coming in at number 11. He's a pretty useful number 11. Well, that's beautifully hit. One bounce and crashing into the fence. Well, it would have if the young man hadn't have leaned over and grabbed it. It's going to be Steve Waugh now at the Cathedral end. Just over Ponting's head. It's 9 for 473. Andrew Bickle. Simcox doing exactly what South Africa need. Good team, man.
477 on the board now.
Oh, that's beautifully struck. That's gone 3/4 of the way to the boundary, and that's a long boundary.
And Bickle with a new ball from the city end, 2 slips and a gully in, no bat pad. It's gone for that. That's well struck. The new ball coming onto the bat, and he's thrashed that through cover. This is great for the crowd. Good crowd in, and bright, hot, sunny day, and it's good to see the tail wagging. Oh, shot. That's beautifully played. Don't run for those.
Well, that's the record 10th wicket partnership for South Africa against the Australians, and it breaks a record which goes back to, oh, way back to early 1900s.
That's close. That's very close. An in-swing from Stephen Waugh. Have a look at that replay. Steve Randell, the umpire.
Oh, it's straightened down the line. Oh. What's wrong with that? So Simcox on strike, and looking pretty confident as well. He's got 37.
Oh, isn't he timing the ball well? Bickle, nice and straight, and he's hammered that down the ground. Both of them are very slow, McMillan and Simcox. But he should come back on a throw here, surely. It's a relay throw, but they're home by a long way. In fact, it's not a relay throw. He went the whole way. 500 up for 9. Gone again. Got him away again. He's giving Bickle a thrashing. Dropping short, pitching up. That's good batting. Theo Simcox on 49. There it is. It's well played. Pick outside edge. Elliott the chaser. Scored 50 off 40 balls.
Yes, that's well played. And just acknowledging the applause. That's very well done. He's come in and provided some entertainment, that's for sure.
He's given him, so he's out. So that'll be T on the second day. Simcox out for 54. McMillan not at 87. South Africa bowled out. A very good total of 517.
Yeah, so that's a very useful partnership between these two. And this one he was trying to heave way down the ground. And, of course, that one just straightened down the line. Hit him middle and leg, and it was plumb LBW. A good partnership, and they're all out now for 517, and we'll be back.
Little flourish from Pat Simcox was exactly what South Africa needed. They needed some runs very quickly, and he certainly provided them with exactly that. So plenty of good, steady scores there. No century for South Africa. Brian McMillan remained 87 not out, and Pat Simcox with 54 batting at number 11. That was a very, very good innings. 517 scored from 166 overs. It was a lot of toil for the Australians. Michael Kaspovich did well, 3 for 125. And Shane Warne, well, his bowling on the second day was tremendous. 2 for 95 from 33. Good start in Test cricket for Stuart McGill with 2 for 112 from 29 overs. So a long chase ahead of the Australians, and we're going to pick up the Australian innings now. It's in the fourth over, and it's Brian McMillan bowling. Australia are none for 2, and facing up is Matthew Elliott, and in the commentary box it's Richie Benaud and Bill Lawry.
It's a fierce cut. Oh, nice stroke. Well, having slanted on to Taylor's pads for the little push behind square, he's now got one a little bit further up, but has paid the penalty. One of Taylor's strengths, none for 13.
Pollock to continue.
Well, he's gone, and that's well bowled. That hurried him into a defensive stroke. Pollock has given that a little bit extra, and it's climbed at Elliott, who hasn't been able to get over the top of it. And the first wicket down for Australia. That's a good piece of bowling from Shaun Pollock.
Yeah, beautiful piece of bowling. A bit of extra bounce there. And, well, it's one that I think had he his time again, he wouldn't have played at that one. He would have let it go. Jacques Kallis taking the catch there at third slip. A very good catch. So Matthew Elliott's woes continue. He's out for just 8, and Australia lose their first wicket at 15.
New batsman is one of South Australia's finest, Greg Blewett.
Quite an early change, yeah. Jacques Kallis, who took the catch at slip to get rid of Elliott. That's well played. He's got that one away beautifully. Lovely cover drive. Well, he's looking nice and relaxed, Taylor. He said at the start of the match with Huey in that he felt pretty good. That's well played. Slightly overpitched that time on leg stump, and we've seen a couple of those shots to mid-wicket, one by Taylor and now a lovely shot by Blewett as well. Oh, and there's that full shot Ian Chappell was talking about. Isn't that beautifully played? Oof. Well, that was just short of a length. He got himself into a little, well, not just short of a length, it was short because they had to pull that last short ball. He got into a bit of a tangle with, and this one he played beautifully. Well, that's not going to stop him. He smashed that one in front of square for 4 as well. That one must have whistled over the top of the head there of the forward short leg Bacher. Good job he got down. It looks as if Lance Klusener is going to get a bowl now. He's replacing Pollock. Oh, well played. He's got that one away, and that's running down towards, well, it's not quite square. It's in front of square. The Bluets having a bit of fun with these short deliveries on this lovely Adelaide pitch. That one wide outside off stump, and nicely carved away through the offside this time.
Paddy Simcox to bowl what could well be the last over of the day.
And a nice shot off the last ball of the day. Simcox has got it up there, inviting the drive, and has accepted the invitation. Nice way to finish the day for spectators and for the Australians. Positive note from them.
Well, the Australians still have a lot of batting ahead of them. They lost Matthew Elliott for 8. Mark Taylor, looking to be in pretty good form, is on 26, and Greg Blewett, well, he really enjoyed that short pitch bowling, and he hammered it. He's 31 not out. 1 for 71, and the South Africans getting a wicket there from Shaun Pollock, and Lance Klusener bowling a little bit short. Pat Simcox, I'm sure he'll have a bit of toiling to do in the next couple of days. And we're going to have the third day of this third test match, Australia versus South Africa, from the Adelaide Oval tomorrow. So why don't... Hello and welcome to the Adelaide Oval for the highlights of the third day's play in the third test match between Australia and South Africa. Well, the situation for Australia was, firstly, to try and avoid the follow-on. 318 was the target, and they began the day at 1 for 71. And we had Mark Taylor on 26, Greg Blewett was on 31, and Matthew Elliott, the man out, caught Callis Bowl Pollock for 8. And the wicket-taker, Shaun Pollock there with 1 for 16 from 7 overs. Very tidy bowling and getting a little bit of movement off the seam. Well, we pick up play. It's the 4th ball of the morning. There's no change to the overnight score, and it's Shaun Pollock bowling to Greg Blewett.
He's gone for it, and he's gone. Can you believe that? They played for that. They dropped the short one in. Barker at square leg takes the catch, and that's what South Africa needed.
Certainly was. It was a planned move. They've got him placed absolutely in that position. They've moved him back, and look at the joy there on Pollock's face. I mean, they've clearly been thinking about this. Just watch it again. Blewett likes playing the pull shot, goes for it early on, and have a look at that. He's pretty close, halfway between the batsman and the umpire there, and takes the catch, no trouble at all. So that little ploy's worked. First blood this morning to the South Africans. Blewett out caught by Bacher, off the bowling of Pollock for 31, and it's now 2 for 71.
Mark Waugh taking guard, umpire Doug Cowie. And a buzz around the Adelaide Oval. Forward Blewett in the first over. It's going to be Lance Klusener from the Cathedral end. An edge gets past second slip. Outfield lightning fast, let it go all the way. The long boundary. Klusener found the edge. But McMillan, when the slippers dive, couldn't get a hand to it. It's another one. This one wide again. That's good bowling. 8 runs for Taylor, but not convincing. That was a genuine edge. Oh, almost return catch. A leading edge, just wide of Pollock. A lot of pressure at the moment. As Pollock gets it right. It's 2 for 83.
Mark Waugh has quite broken the shackles, but at least he's got one away to the boundary. Shaun Pollock just drifting onto his pads, where he is extremely strong.
The South Africans have had no luck this morning. They've got rid of Greg Blewett with a mistimed pull shot, but they could so easily have got Mark Taylor off the inside edge. They could so easily have got Mark Waugh off the inside edge and the outside edge. They've bowled very, very well.
That one, in contrast to a few of the others, didn't seem to do anything at all. as though it went down. It was very low. The way Pollock is looking, it went down. I think the way the fieldsman's looking, it went down as well. Jacques Kallis.
Well, it went down, but it shouldn't have. Oh, a bit snatchy there.
Taylor's just been dropped, and Mark Waugh is struggling. He's had a tough morning. He's only made 9 so far. Little sequence gives you an idea how the South Africans have attacked him. And then this one. That was a beauty. That was a confident sapper if ever I've seen it. Still the 3 slips, the orthodox gully, and the man at backward point in catching position. That's a good stroke. That's where the gap is, and they will have deliberately left that gap there so that Taylor's blocked for the stroke straight down the ground, and he does have to play across the ball in his drive. Well, now, what about David Richardson there? Could he have got across for that?
Well, I'm not sure they didn't carry the first slip.
Well, that's going to make him feel better. There's a bit more good fortune. I don't think Sean Pollock will reckon this is his morning.
Jacques Kallis is now on to bowl at the Cathedral end. He's one of the fielders who gave Mark Taylor a reprieve. That's 50 for Mark Taylor. And out was Greg Blewett for 31. Oh, that was pretty close to off stump. I think the batsman realised it. Mark Waugh's head went back a little. That's nicely struck. Right over the top of that. Rolled the wrist beautifully. 2 for 117. Brian McMillan. In the air and right through the gap. McMillan can't believe it.
Well, he's got these silly mid-offs and silly mid-ons, and a little bit of a lack of a slip cord, although I think that probably would have gone to 4th, if anything.
Bad ball, he got put away. McMillan dropping short, and Taylor does play that shot well. Onto the back foot, hit straight into the ground. McMillan's pace with that field, he's got to be off stump. So he drives beautifully. That's a good shot. Full face of the bat. Gives the fieldsman.
A couple of bad deliveries from McMillan.
Mark Waugh, he's been ducking bounces all day. Why he ducked McMillan, I'm not sure. It's not all that quick. He's paid the penalty. 2 for 135 as Pat Simcox comes into bowl for the first time today.
Now that's a good stroke.
That's a beautiful shot. He threw it up. He hit it square. That's where he wants to hit it, but he hit it beautifully. Got on the half volley. Brings up the 150 for 2.
Can't bowl there to him, that's for sure. Anything up that's relatively straight is going to be caressed through the onside field, and that's what happened. He plays that shot so well. Taylor on 69. Through the gap, and that'll go to the fence as well. And that's gone between the gully fieldsman and cover point. It's a short one, and that's cut away through the offside field for 4. Well, you cannot bowl short outside off stump to Mark Waugh. He plays that cut shot so well too, and that time he picked the gap. Oh, that's 4, and that may well be his 50. That one's running away down to fine leg. That is a full toss, and it's gone down to the fence for 4. So Mark Waugh has brought up his half-century. And that's down to the fence for 4 as well. And that's Mark Taylor's 10th 4 in this innings. And he's got that one away nicely. And into the fence it goes. So a short one from Klusener there, and very well played by Taylor.
One of Mark Taylor's favourite shots, the pull shot. And a good example of it there.
Shaun Pollock is going to come, well, it's not quite with the breeze. The breeze is coming on an angle. Not that time. This outfield is in superb condition. Oh, well, I think he didn't pick it up early, because it was my impression that he started to come forward a yard or two and then had to backtrack. Looked like a leading edge. Jacques Kallis is the bowler from the City end. On the helmet.
So it probably would have missed his head. Made a good noise.
Pollock's on again now. Holding the right hand of Mark Waugh. Got it. Good catch. That is the most difficult catch in the business, having to come forward and fractionally sideways. He would have been moving a little bit to his right anyway, and Mark Waugh is gone. And finally, Shaun Pollock has picked up his 3rd wicket.
Well, he deserved it. That's all I can say. He's forced the uppish cover drive. It's his 3rd wicket now. Had a couple of drop catches as well. Mark Waugh fought very hard for his 63. Not one of his best ever innings. Australia now 3 for 197.
Steve Waugh takes Mark Waugh's place. It's 6,288 runs so far. It was added to 6,000 plus aggregate, then picks up 4 from Shaun Pollock. And longer on 87. It's one of his favourite strokes. He plays it very well. Goes to 91 now. This will be a very tense battle between Shaun Pollock and Steve Waugh and Mark Taylor, who's approaching his 100.
Out, yes, he's got him. He's found the edge again. Steve Waugh gone. That's superb bowling under the conditions. He got him forward, just moved away a fraction, and the wicketkeeper took the catch.
Yes, the length was absolutely spot on. That was the area where they troubled Steve Waugh in the one-day preliminary matches leading up to the finals. Excellent length and just a hint of away movement there. May have had the bat slightly angled as well, Steve Waugh. And Pollock has got his 4th victim. Australia.
Good start. 4, it was wide and short. The over bowled 4 for 216.
That's well played. Nicely nudged away on the onside, and he's got his 100. Well, that's well played, Mark Taylor. He really has concentrated out there. It's taken him 312 minutes to make his 17th Test century. Applause from all around the ground. So 4 for 223. That one is cut away to the short boundary. This will be a good stop if it's stopped. Oh, and he's gone into the fence there, and looks as if he's hurt himself. Definitely 4. I think it's just on the corner there he got his back. Just watch him slide in here, turns around, and, well, it wasn't latched. That was the problem. Yes, they normally have a bit of a latch over the top of those gates, as that one is a rank full toss, and it gets the appropriate treatment.
Hello, Patrick. Well, that was all a strange little sequence. I'm sitting up here wondering what Patrick was doing. The sequence was the fingernail and then sticking the ball under his arm and then under the other arm.
Well, the second new ball taken in the 85th over. Through. It's 4. He gets through the gap.
And that's the problem, Bill. You see, with one fieldsman in front of square on the onside, Pollock was almost forced to bowl everything on off stump and outside. So anything that's just a little bit wide, Taylor is going to have a go at. And, of course, he's going to get 4s every now and again. Short boundary done there.
Keith Ponting's been tied down. He's been there for 75 minutes for his 10 with just the one boundary. He's going to face Lance Klusener on the city end. Bad start. He's whipped him away. Whipped it straight onto his pads. Bad delivery. Full shot. He's out. He's dropped it. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. There, oh dear, the pull shot was on Gary Kirsten. I don't know whether he was having a bit of a snooze there, but that was a regulation catch. Bonnier threw his head back, and Klusener can't believe it. Let off for Ponting.
That's 4.
Lovely shot once again through that gap between point and cover, racing away to the fence. Oh, and he's just made one there, a monumental one. Lance Klusener has finally got through the defence and really rearranged the furniture.
He has, and that's a bit of a problem for Australia because they need 318 to save the follow-on. Still got 5 wickets in hand, but they didn't want to see that happen. Mark Taylor's still at the non-striker's end, but Ponting, that's gone right through the gap. No inside edge, no pad. It has come back very, very sharply. 5 for 263 now.
Not much emotion for Ian Healy. It's just business as usual. The man who's done it extremely well in 100 Test matches.
Nice strike by Mark Taylor off his hip and goes for 4.
.4 for Mark Taylor. Nice timing again.
In the air, sure, he's got it 5 for Pollock. That's a beautiful spell of bowling. Here we squared up, and young Shaun Pollock deserves that 5. He's been magnificent.
Well, neither here nor there. Healy, he was going to play the pull shot and I think decided against it and succeeded only in just lobbing it back in rather an ugly fashion to Shaun Pollock, but that gives him 5 and no one can deny the fact that this young redhead has deserved that. He's bowled brilliantly today. Bad luck for Ian Healy in his 100th Test match. He's out for 1 and it's now 6 for 273.
Bickle comes out. For Shaun Pollock, it's a great day because when it's tough and your main striker's not playing because of an injury, somebody has to lift. And Shaun Pollock's done that. He's been superb today. Gone, dropped. Oh, another one. Straight for Simcox at Gully. That was another sitter of such a thing. It was a nice fight. Pollock once again sees a fieldsman grasp a straightforward catch.
Oh dear, you can't afford to drop catches like that.
He's got it! Oh, what a ripper! He threw out the left hand, Pat Simcox. He didn't have to wait long. Pollock gets 6. Pat Simcox back in the game. Could you believe that?
What a funny game this is. Heavens above, that's just ridiculous that a man can drop a catch like this. That is gone. That's the easiest gully catch you'll ever get. That is just so simple. And then, lo and behold, Andy Beckle says, well, I'll hit this about 10 times harder, higher, going over, and he whacks up the left hand, catches it and says, on your way, China. Well, dear, oh dear. Ridiculous game. He's out for a duck. Australia now 7 for 279.
Shane Warne takes guard from umpire Steve Randall. Well, Pollock has 6-4-74. He's bowled 30.5 overs, and Pat Simcox has just taken a magnificent catch. Warne's gone. He's out. First ball. He's on a hat trick. Beautiful bowling. The outswinger Warne fended away, and all of a sudden he's got 7 for 74. What a great day for Shaun Pollock.
Well, if ever a man deserves a hat-trick, I reckon it's Shaun Pollock today. He has bowled absolutely superbly. And he's got the ball moving away from Shane Warne. Shane Warne followed it, nicked it straight to Richardson. And it's all over for him. That's just a magnificent piece of bowling. First ball, touche Turtle. Dab with the sword out there, nick it straight through to the keeper. And how this game changes so very, very quickly. Duck Shane Warne, and it's now 8 for 279.
Casper Witz coming to the crease. He's not on a hat-trick yet because he's at the non-striker's end. 2 slips a go and a point for the hat-trick delivery.
It's a very good stroke, and it's for most of the part been racing away from the fieldsman. It was so well timed. Played that very well. Pretty much a half volley on leg stump, and it's gone for 4-8 for 292. Gone over the top of the infielders, I think. But it's certainly gone for 4. Might have been Millen's slower ball. Well, that is a very handy stroke. May not have been the most elegant one if you're going to produce a coaching manual, but very, very handy 4 runs, and it's 8 for 305. 13 needed. More runs for Taylor. Great ovation for Mark Taylor. 150 for him, and the score goes on to 8 for 312. Jacques Kallis, the bowler. Kasparovich take a strike.
Oh, he's dropped it. Well, had they caught their catches, it would very definitely have been all over by now. And that time it was the wicketkeeper. And, well, all Kallis can do is just look straight down the pitch. In the air, oh, he's got him. What a good catch. Wonderful catch. Well, he dropped a little sitter, and he's taken 2 blinders. Wonderful diving to his right hand there. Just playing away from his body a little bit there was Kasparovich, and Simcox went flying through the air and took a wonderful catch. Well, we're going to see an interesting little, a little bit of McGill now. Let's have a look at this one.
Well, we've seen some shocking performances by the South Africans today, and we've seen some brilliance. That was just brilliant. Miles away to his right, so terrific catch from Pat Simcox. That's in Kasparovich. 17-9 for 317.
So Stuart McGill is the new batsman, 26 years of age, and he's played 16 matches, and these are his first-class figures. He's made 99 runs in his career so far at an average of 9. Now, one of the pertinent points here is he's going down to the non-strikers end. They need a single, and they've got the single. Well, that's it. They've now avoided the follow-on. And that was obviously very high on the priorities of Taylor. Well, this is the last ball of the day. Short ball and through to the keeper. Well, that's the end of a good performance by Pollock. Outstanding performance by Pollock. 7 for 78, his figures. And there's no doubt that his players will give him a big cheer. And that is Hansi Cronje there, just trotting across to Mark Taylor and shaking him by the hand. A fantastic performance by the Australian captain. He's giving his hand.
So the fourth day's play in the third test match between South Africa and Australia. Well, an interesting proposition at the Adelaide Oval. South Africa needing to win to level the series, and they were looking to get a wicket and then get on with the run scoring. The situation overnight, it was Stuart MacGill who was helping Mark Taylor prolong the Australian innings. Mark Taylor on 157 not out. A magnificent effort of concentration there and determination, and Stuart MacGill on 2. And the total was 9 for 327 overnight. And finally, it was Stuart MacGill, the man out. He was out for 10. Mark Taylor remained 169 not out. A magnificent effort there, carrying his bat, and Australia made 350. So the lead was 167. Stuart MacGill, he got a little carried away, I think. He'd already hit Simcox for 4 in that mid-wicket area, but on that occasion he missed and was bowled, and finally his first test innings came to an end on 10. Shaun Pollock, 7 for 87 from 41 overs. That performance matching the effort of the Australian captains. And then 1 wicket each to Kallis, Klusener and Pat Simcox. So that's the situation, with South Africa having a lead of 167. The job for them was to get on with it. And we pick up play now. It's South Africa with no runs on the board, and it's Michael Kasprowicz bowling to Gary Kirsten, and in the commentary box it's Bill Laurie and Rodney Marsh.
Cracking shot, that's 4. Beautifully played. It's none for 4. It's going to be Andy Bickle from the city end. The sun breaking through, and I think the rain's gone. That's great for both teams. There's a shot over the top. It's going to go almost all the way. It's running to the gutter, the longest part of the ground. Adam Barker going over the top. It's going to go for 4. So the boundaries are flowing. It's none for 13. It's a great shot. Good player, Gary Kirsten. Finding the gap, likes to get onto the front foot.
Steve Waugh has been given the ball. A little bit of shine there, isn't there? See if he can swing it a little bit. That one's nicely hit away down the mid-wicket, and it'll go all the way. That just kept Michael Kasprowicz interested all the way to the fence. Oh, that's a good shot as well. That's right up there and beautifully driven through the offside field. So Bacher joining in the fun and games now as well.
It's a beautiful driver. It's a bit of class about Adam Barker. He finds the middle of the bat with a cover drive. Brings up the 50 partnership. Nice breeze coming across the ground as maybe Shane Warne for the Pedro end. It's gone for, that's a good clean hit. That's 6. That's well struck. Good timing, hitting with the spin. Gary Kirsten's almost a full sweep.
Favourite shot of left-handers.
It's cleared Elliott, didn't quite time it. Three runs off the over, it's none for 62.
One thing Bickle will need to do is keep off the pitch in his follow-through. And when we come back, Well, I've seen some ridiculous things at the time, but that is right up in the top 10. I don't know if he's insured with GIO, but they're to be having a few tremors as well. Very
There's
good
a
shot.
sign. That was very well hit. Wasn't a loose delivery. And well caught. Good diving catch there from Stuart MacGill. The anticipation was good. He was moving in the right direction as the ball was skied. And that's a good catch.
It was nicely bowled. He beat Barker in the flight. And on the replay, I think you'll see that the ball starts to turn and Barker's not quite there. Yep. And there is MacGill already going away. He was in full flight almost as soon as the ball came off the bat. That was well done.
Well, no change in the order yet for South Africa. Jacques Kallis, the normal number 3, coming in. Kallis immediately off the mark. That lead has stretched to 253. That's nicely hit. That does sound a little odd. That one came off all right. For Gary Kirsten. No third man. Well, this is a very good over for South Africa. Should be looking to run 4 here.
Fine shot. He's had a very good series, Gary Kirsten. All he needs is a big 100. He was a star in the one-day games for South Africa, and in the test matches he's got 3 big starts now. Surely he'll go on today for 100.
Kallis on 2. Kirsten on 60. Once again, Warne. And that's short, and he's hit that one beautifully. He's a strong boy, isn't he? When he gets them in the middle of the bat, they do fly away.
He's a good player. He's had a good tour. I thought he was very, very unlucky in the first innings to be adjudged LBW. It's probably a poor choice of shot, but this is not. It was there to be pulled away, and he pulled it beautifully. Good use of the feet.
As, once again, Kallis squares up to Kasparovich. Oh, he's got that one away. That's much better. Off the back foot. That one's just a little bit wide, and he's managed to caress it away to the fence for 4. So that is a good shot. Give him a little bit of width, this young man, and he seems to relish in it. Well played, straight down the ground, using his feet a little bit better that time, getting to the pitch of it and driving over this lovely outfield. And that was well timed, right into the fence down there for 4.
Yes, he's a little fighter, Gary. He's Kirsten. He's fair to take you on. Here he comes, down he comes, he gets this and hits it nicely. Hard into the ground and the outfield fast.
So 1 for 121. Kallis on 11, Kirsten 68. Kasparovich is going to continue, and in the commentary box, well, it's going to be Richie Benaud and Ian Chappell.
Well, they've got to get a bit more out of Kallis. He's got to start getting a move on. Kirsten is doing the right thing. And now Kallis just guiding that one through the slips.
Shane Warne for the left-hander. Looks as though he's going to come around the wicket now. Yeah, it's beautifully played. Pick the gap. Could hardly pick it any better.
Well run. 4 all run.
He's done it again. 2 of the most perfect placements you'll see. 2 boundaries. One hit just on the onside of the stumps to beat the man at mid-on. The other one hit just on the offside of Warne himself and between Warne and the mid-off. 1 for 133. Cullis 15. Kirsten, those 2 boundaries, has gone on to 76. Well, take what you get. You get a batsman chopping and playing on. Take it as it comes. Michael Kasprowicz has worked very hard in this game, and that's deserved success for him. Batsman just trying to ease the ball down. Almost a nothing shot there, and it darted back enough to beat him. Left him stranded, really. He was starting off for the back cut, and it was good bowling that has him on his way back to the pavilion. 2 to take the place of Jacques Cullis. Cullis playing on to Michael Kasprowicz. Gary Kirsten.
Once again, it was the near dive from Steve Waugh. I guess the only good thing for Steve Waugh is that they've mostly been jogs to the boundary because the ball has been so well hit. Well, off you go again, Steve. Once again, 4 all run.
Oh, great shot. Kirsten driving through mid-off. Straight through the line. Elliott as the chaser should be looking for 4 all run here. Relay throw. And Cronje safely home. He's had a good tour of the bat. Been consistent in the test matches. Cronje has gone for it. It's in the air, should be caught. Mid-on getting around under it. I think he's gone. Yes, that's well caught. Beautifully judged. Shane Warne takes the catch.
Yes, well, I think Cronje had to start trying to do something, and he tried then. And I think we'll see more of this. Hansie Cronje, very unselfish player, decided to try and get that one over the deep mid-wicket boundary. Didn't quite get onto it. It's his favourite shot, actually. He, more often than not, gets a bit of bat on this one. He didn't quite middle that one. And Warne took a good catch. It was very high. Warne ran around and took it nicely. So that's the end of Cronje. Out caught by Warne off the bowling of Kasprowicz. And it's 3 for 155. Now has brought Klusener to the centre.
Lead by 322 with 7 wickets in hand. Oh! First ball, trying to slog it down the ground. Not all that sensible, really. Didn't get a sider. Well bowled by McGill. A little bit of turn as well.
Yes, I suppose he could have had a little bit of a look, but who knows what his instructions were. His captain may have said to him, go out there, you've got freedom to just have a go, and he's tried to have a go first ball. Good delivery, this one, out of the rough, or just on the edge of the rough there, spun back a long way and just hit the off stump. So that's a very good delivery from McGill. The end of Klusener, that little bit of promotion didn't work, because unfortunately he's now going to be accompanied off the ground by the duck. So he's quite happy to get out of the way. Bowled McGill for a duck, 4 for 155.
Pat Simcox, another pinch hitter, comes out to the centre of the Adelaide Oval. Loss of 2 quick wickets for South Africa. They're 4 for 155. Let's crack that backward point. Shane Warne, they'll pick up 2. It's gone too, I think. He's stumped, is he? Yes. Caught behind. Well, there you go. It hasn't worked, has it? The 2 pinch hitters falling into 1 over. Well taken by Healy. That's in the Simcox for 2.
Yes, just thought that his head might have been up there for a second. He's normally pretty good at watching it onto the bat. Just see if we can pick up what he does here. Yes, he just took his eye off the ball again. The ball's spinning quite a long way there. Good catch by Healy. That was just a thin edge, and he took it well. So caught behind, and he's out for 2. So it's now 5 for 157.
Herschel Gibbs, the recognised batsman, coming to the crease now with the loss of Cronje, Kuzner and Simcox, as Richie Benaud and Rod Marsh take up the commentary.
Fine stroke. Takes him to 99. Herschel Gibbs to face McGill. Well done. Now that is a classic leg spinner's dismissal. To draw him down the pitch, spin it past the bat, and you've got a champion keeper there. I don't know that it was all that difficult a stumping, but I suppose, on the other hand, they all are. That's very well bowled by McGill.
Well, I was about to answer your question about whether or not McGill had a chance. Well, he has got a heck of a chance, I think, to bowl a lot more for Australia. It's been a terrific debut by him. That's 5 wickets now. And that's the end of Herschel Gibbs for 2, 5 for 165.
Jonty Rhodes will know the figure Hansi Cronje has in mind for a declaration. Kaspervich to bowl. He's on at the city end. Gary Kirsten, a single for 100. There it is. You get more than one for that. And that is his 6th Test 100 against Australia. 6th Test 100 in all, and his first against Australia. There's a good knock. Played some lovely strokes out there. Some of them off Shane Warne, some off the faster bowlers. Good performance. He hit it straight down deep fine leg's throat in the first innings, but that time he was able to keep it on the ground. That's a very, very good shot. It's just landed inside the boundary. We know that Jonty Rhodes can play that shot very well. He's practiced the reverse sweep a lot. That's well played. Jonty Rhodes is playing well off both back and front foot. He's a very strong back foot player. Mark Waugh's put it down.
I reckon Mark Waugh thought that was coming a bit harder than it actually was.
Oh, good shot. That's typical of the stroke Kirsten's been playing today. Well, run 4 here. It's a very, very good shot. Five o'clock and drinks and declaration. The South African skipper Hansi Cronje has declared. Well, that's a good challenging declaration. Fine innings from Gary Kirsten. And good captaincy from Cronje. He's given himself a chance of squaring the series now. 361 is the target for an Australian.
Very good innings there from Gary Kirsten, compiling his first Test century against Australia, his 6th in all. And that is how the South African card looked. Gary Kirsten remaining 108 not out, Jonty Rhodes 19 not out, 6 for 193, and the challenge thrown down to Australia. And what a good debut for Stuart McGill. 3 for 22 from 7 overs, and he bamboozled a couple of the South Africans, bowled very well. And a strong performance there from Michael Kaspervich with 2 for 55. He bowled long and he bowled well. Got a bit of movement off the seam. So very, very big challenge thrown out there by Hansi Cronje. 361 required for victory. We pick up the Australian innings. No runs on the board. And it's Sean Pollock bowling to Matthew Elliott. And joining me in the commentary position is Tony Greig. Well, that's a good shot. That will be a confidence booster.
Angie, she's down the one side of the commentary box area here, and that's her view. She's probably got the best view in the commentary box. Oh, that's a big appeal. I think they've got him. Yes, he's given it out. That's caught behind. Well, once again, Pollock has got the wicket. Well, a big one, and that's a disaster for Elliott. Well, he'd be very disappointed. Started so well with that beautiful pull shot, and that was a good delivery. That nagging delivery to the left-hander just outside the off stump, and he got a little feather on it.
Yes, he bowls very well to the lefties and just went a bit off the seam. Dave Richardson is delighted. Shaun Pollock having a fantastic match for South Africa. He's got them on the road. It's 1 for 6 with Matthew Elliott gone.
Blewett.
Good series against New Zealand. He struggled against South Africa. Timpered York, and he whips him away for 4. Good shot. Spraying onto his pad. Beautifully played.
Well, the idea was there from Klusener. He was trying to rip it in and get it under the bat round about middle and off, and just speared it a little bit too far across towards the pads.
Got him! That's what they wanted to do. He's clean bowled him. He's taken the middle stump off an inside edge, and all of a sudden it's 2 for 17, and Taylor's gone.
And that is the blow feared by the Australians, and the one wanted most by the South Africans. Lance Klusener gives it everything out there, and he's achieved one of the most important breakthroughs of his career. Cross Taylor, inside edge and bottom of the bat, and out went middle. 2 for 17.
Mark Waugh takes guard from umpire Steve Randall.
This could tell a story. This over from Pat Simcox.
Oh, he's dropped it. He's dropped it. It's one of those that just carried. Bacher got his hand to it and dropped it. So that one turned quite sharply. It also bounced a little bit. Went to Bacher's right hand, I think. That's well played. That was short and wide outside off stump. And he's not going to make too many mistakes, I suppose. Really pretty ordinary delivery. That's well played by Blewett. Just knocks it back down the pitch to mid-on.
Highlights of the final day of this last test match between Australia and South Africa at the Adelaide Oval. We've had a very good match so far. Tony Greig reported at the start of today's play that it looked as though there were a few cracks opening up in the pitch, but that it wasn't an insurmountable task for Australia to bat through. Favourites, though, definitely South Africa, and this is the way the game began on the 5th morning. The South Africans 517 and 6 for 193 declared, with Gary Kirsten getting 108 not out yesterday. Stuart McGill, the Australian leg spinner, chipped in with 3 for 22. The Australians 350. The follow-on mark they avoided was 318. So they got on to 350 with Taylor making 169. Shaun Pollock 7 for 87. 2 great performances there. And the Australians require a further 329 runs for victory on this final day. Good conditions, and we join play now in the 3rd over. 1 run has been added to the overnight total. Klusener is the bowler. Blewett taking strike. Bill Laurie and Tony Greig in the commentary box.
Great shot, that's 4. So Blewett likes on his pads.
So the first runs from Blewett for the day. Very nicely played.
It's going to be Shaun Pollock from the cathedral end. It's a great shot. A good 5 from Mark Waugh. He gets on the pads, that's 4.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. There's not many batsmen in the world that look more elegant than Mark Waugh.
Lance Klusener. Must have been missed by a coat of polyurethane. So it looks like it's going to be a leg stump attack, and it almost worked.
Did indeed. 2 down for 54. No wickets this morning. And 13 overs bowled this morning. So 1/7 of the way through the day, if we want to break it down.
And that's it. That is it for Greg Blewett. Inside edge, back onto the stumps, and the first breakthrough of this final morning. And the man who's done it, Shaun Pollock.
You almost felt something was going to give at some stage. Hansi Cronje had tried the field placings to Mark Waugh, nearly got him, and then a little one that nipped back off the pitch onto the inside edge of Greg Blewett's bat and destroyed off stump. Great performance again by Pollock. That's the end of Greg Blewett for 16. It's now 3 for 54.
New batsman is Steve Waugh. Comes out to join his brother, who's on 26. Lance Klusener still to Mark Waugh. Same field.
Nicely placed by Mark Waugh.
He's certainly playing that shot with a lot of confidence.
Brian McMillan coming on now at the river end, first time in this innings. Steve Waugh off the mark. Really rode up with that short pitch delivery and just guided it down through the slips.
3 for 66. Simcox to continue with his off spinners.
Good piece of work there from Dave Richardson, and Steve Randall's called for the replay.
Yes, it was a very tentative call, I think, just to make sure. I don't think they're getting too excited out there. Steve Waugh is certainly not even worried about it, it doesn't seem. But this was a better delivery. Oops, he was out of his ground there for a second, wasn't he? Now, here we go. Is there some portion of his foot grounded behind the line? I think you've got to say yes.
Big battle here for the Australians to save this third and final test match. Got 7 wickets in hand. Big shout. Spinning back a long way. Hard to give. That's good enough for a shot. Brian McMillan. It's driven safely through the gully cordon, a little bit in the air for a metre or two, but well wide of the first one. It's going to be a change at the Cathedral end. It's going to be Jacques Kallis to come into the attack, right arm, medium pace. In the air, and it's safe. Dear, oh dear, that's what the break that the Australians need. Pushing forward, I think he got even maybe the handle very high up in the bat, and it flew over the cordon, slips cordon, and raced through for 3. Great shot. Simcox throwing it up. Steve Waugh obliging with the magnificent square drive.
That's the thing to do for the off-spinner.
Great shot. Beautifully played. He does play that square drive, or square cut, beautifully.
He's generally in position for this stroke and almost always over the top of it.
Oops. He played with a lot of common sense, that one there. Steve Waugh not really getting out of the road. Maybe struck the gloves. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear. Well, he's dropped him. He may have busted his finger as well, but gee whiz, that's the one they needed. But his right hand is in a lot of trouble. But he should have caught that. Here it is, Kallis. Just jagged back enough, didn't cramp him a bit. So his right hand, it's up waist high, and he put it down. And can Australia hang on with 7 wickets in hand at the moment? They're doing a good job. Pollock. Over the top. Oh, moved late too. It's Hansi at first slip. He was up after the force of bowled. I don't think he's ever going to catch it. They moved slowly.
Well, in fairness, that one went very, very quickly off almost the toe of the bat. It was a wide delivery.
That's well played. That's 4. Kallis giving him some width.
Well, that's well played as well. He really does play that shot well once he gets going, and that was a short delivery outside off stump. And once again, he smashed it away to the square boundary for 4. Oh, that was very close to everything. Did that stick the stumps? Well, certainly were a couple of noises there. It hit the inside edge. It went very close to the off stump, and then it went very close indeed to the wicketkeeper. So, well, that's extremely lucky. Simcox continuing. It's just a bit short, and again, nicely played. That time it's Mark Waugh getting that one into the gap, and it's run away for his 7th boundary. Oh, and that's a very loose shot, and Steve Waugh doesn't like it either. Quite right. Very wide delivery. Try to go after it, and again, could quite easily have dragged that one back. And that's it. Yes, he's got him. Well, Steve Waugh just seemed to me just to lose it there for a little while, and the South Africans have nipped in. They have struck. I think they deserved that wicket. There have been a few close calls out there, and now Steve Waugh is on his way.
Yes, that's most unlike Steve Waugh, because when he played and missed, or played wide outside off stump, he seemed to remonstrate with himself. You would have thought that he'd get himself organised after that, but he didn't, and Klusener has finally got his way and got a wicket. A much-needed one for South Africa.
Is the new batsman now. Mark Waugh, 49. Simcox continuing now. He won't get it, or he won't get it, bowling it there, that's for sure. And that's a lovely cut shot, and it brings up Mark Waugh's 50. Well, all he's had to do was wait for the odd bad ball from Simcox. This was an example, but doesn't he put them away well? Oh, what a good shot that is. He's smashed that one away to square leg. Well, they don't need to be too short for Ricky Ponting to get them away, and that one was right off the meat of the bat. Dead square of the wicket as well.
It's a nice shot. Good stroke for 4 off the back foot. 4 for 133. That's a good shot. Slightly dangerous shot, but a good one. He waited and waited and waited for it. It was a good one. Ponting waited, and then cracked it. Placed it perfectly. He just picked out the spot. McMillan to bowl. Mark Waugh taking strike. That was a funny sort of shot to be playing at this stage of proceedings. It's brought runs, but it might have produced a heart flutter or two in the dressing room, I reckon.
Mark Waugh getting bombarded with short deliveries. Some of them not all that quick. And I think he got sick of either letting them hit him or go past, and he decided he'd help himself to a few runs.
He's been out there for 253 minutes, and he's seen them pretty well. So maybe he has come up with an answer or two. He certainly has with the bat.
Millen just pitching a fraction short. It was angled back, and he played that beautifully off the back foot. It's a cracking shot. That's 4. Too short and too wide.
Yes, that seems to be the plan at the moment. Just bang it in short. Mark Waugh doesn't mind that. Coming right down on top of that. Rolling the wrist nicely.
And Pollock looks to have taken that new ball now. Over bowled. And he really did struggle to get out of the way of that one. He does bowl some good straight bounces, this young man. Oh, and, well, perhaps it did just shake him up a little bit, that short ball. And he's gone for that wide cut shot again. We've seen him play that once or twice. Certainly got out in one of the test matches playing at a very wide ball. It was in Melbourne, I think. Oh, well bowled. Beautiful delivery, that is. Well, that one's beaten the outside edge and really bounced a bit. Well, that's a good couple of balls, certainly. 3 balls from Pollock, 4 for 171. Pollock again to Mark Waugh, looking a little unsettled. Oh, and he's gone and played at that one as well. Well, that was a good delivery, and Pollock just can't believe it. He's beaten him now, I'd say, 4 times in the last couple of overs. That's well played, and that one was dead straight. So that time, Pollock trying to get that one straight at the middle stump, but Waugh was waiting for it. And he's played it well straight down the ground. Klusener continuing. That one's clipped away nicely and running away down towards the fence as well. I don't think you'll get to this one. Or will he? Oops! It's been very tempting to try and get your foot around it down there. Also a chance of slipping your foot under that railing. So 183, and that all-important 21 overs to go. So we need to keep an eye on that one because it's very important. 6 wickets in hand. And Pollock with a relatively new ball in his hand. There's that pull shot again and whacked away down towards the square leg boundary. And probably make a little adjustment with their fieldsman there now. They got him out there last time. But he does like that shot, and he managed to get it away just behind square.
Got him. Finally, they break through. Simcox takes the catch in the gully, and Klusener keeps South Africa just in the hunt to win this match.
And Ricky Ponting will be distraught at that. He hit it right off the meat of the bat, but he hit it just enough in the air for the catch to be taken. And the very last thing in the world he would have been saying to himself is play the square cut. There's a good catch, good sharp catch. Simcox has got it. Now the breach has been made, and we've got around about 18 overs to be bowled and only 5 wickets in hand. 5 for 185.
100th test match, comes out his great fighter. Oh, gets the edge and it goes straight to third slipper on the ground. Oops, so it's through his hands. That was a hard chance, but it was a chance. Wow, it's all happening now. That was one that had stuck, would have removed Mark Waugh at 96. Swept it away. It's a big hit. It's 4. 2 balls remaining in this over. Francis, and that's going to go for 4. That's a magnificent century. Short run. Nearly thumps it over, slip. Away it goes. It'll bounce into the fence. 5 off the over. 5 for 202.
We're into the last 15 overs now, with Australia still having half their wickets intact. And a big shout, and up goes the left hand of umpire Cowie. Ian Healy will be annoyed with himself as he whacks the bat into the ground, chasing that ball outside off stump.
Well, that's not a very good shot in the circumstances, I'm afraid. Ian Healy wouldn't be happy with it. He hasn't had a great time with the bat in this test match, although it did move away a little bit. Just a faint little nick there, and Richardson makes the catch. So once again, Callis, who's becoming quite a useful little operator, little shock bowler, has taken the wicket. Very important one. Healy's out, and it's now 6 for 202.
Andrew Bickle comes in. He's facing a pair. Dave Richardson has just taken his 150th catch in Test cricket. Along the ground, just wide of third slip. And this time they should let it go to the fence. And it's going to be Brian McMillan on at the river end. Oh, that one didn't bounce. I think he may have got a glove on it, but it wouldn't have been much above the height of the stumps. Now, they do? Let it go to the fence. Yeah, so Andrew Bickle's only going to have to face one ball. I don't know how much thinking's going on out there in the field.
It's been magnificent concentration. Now there's a silly leg and a short mid-wicket in now for Mark Waugh. Oops, off the shoulder. That's not out. Except on his stumps, well, he could well be out. I think he is out. Yes, I think you'll find that's out. If that's not a field, Mark Waugh is out. Bails are off. So I think you'll find that he's fallen back on his stumps, and that will be out.
This is what happened. That's okay. That's not out.
Oh, I think you'll find the new rule says that's out. Oh, I think you'll find that that is out, Richie. We'll have to wait and see. I think check the laws of cricket. Umpire Steve Davis gives him not out. Well, there you go. I think Hunter Cronje, I disagree with that too. I think that's out. It's my ruling, and I'm not an umpire.
Hansi Cronje is asking about it now. The sequence was that Mark Waugh was hit. Then he walked away in full control of everything and just casually banged his bat against the stumps.
Nobody in full control knocks the bails off, Rich.
Well, I think if you have a look at what Mark Waugh did, you will say that he actually knocked the bails off himself quite deliberately.
Oh, he's dropped him. Straight into the mid-rift and out. That's the third one. It was difficult, but it was catchable. What an over. 6 for 213. Poor old Adam Barker at short leg. Can't take a trick. Oh, it dropped him. Oh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Simcox.
I can hardly believe the stroke. I know Mark Waugh's tired, but it's very similar to the one he played earlier. And I said then, I'm not quite sure why he'd be playing that stroke in these circumstances. That was only moderately difficult.
It was difficult because they're all difficult, but it wasn't that hard. And he knocked it up, and it could have fell forward or fell back, and they go through for the single as well. That's close. He got him. He has his plum. At 7 for 215. Klusner strikes. The game's still up for grabs with 6 overs to be bowled, less 3 deliveries.
Well, Klusner's done it. He's had a great innings. He's lifted himself to join Pollock, knowing that Pollock was tired. He's bowled that from very wide. Well, it's 7 for 215.
Shane Warne, the new batsman, talking to Mark Waugh. He's got a smile on his face. Warne was out first ball in the first innings to Sean Pollock. 5 overs to be bowled, 3 wickets in hand. We'll go for 4, which won't help the South African course because it'll keep Mark Waugh on strike.
Tremendous tension here. Not many spectators here today, but gosh, there's a lot of tension.
Tried to york him, didn't quite get through. Beautifully bowled. Warne knows he did well to keep that out. Superb bowling. This man in picture now has done a magnificent job. What Test cricket's all about, saving the tough ones. Save. So off they go now. A drawn test match at the Adelaide Oval, and a magnificent one, some wonderful individual efforts, and a great series victory by the Australians.
That was a wonderful performance from the Australians. A thrilling day of Test cricket, fighting cricket all the way. 7 for 227, and Mark Waugh 115 not out. Good efforts from Steve Waugh, 34, and Ricky Ponting, 23. Greg Blewett, the first man out today, for 16. But Mark Waugh stood firm for over 6 hours in that innings. Shane Warne was with him at the end on 4. 7 for 227, 3 wickets remaining for the South Africans. They picked up the 7 there. 2 for 61 for Pollock. 30.4 overs and 12 maidens. 2 for 61. Lance Klusner, I thought he did a terrific job today. Pulled in there with Pollock, and he bowled really well and with great fire. 4 for 67 for him. And Jacques Kallis 1 for 20. The disappointment there, Pat Simcox, 18 overs, 2 maidens and none for 42. And there was certainly a bit in the pitch for a spinner. So the Australians win the series 1-0. It's been a very, very good series. First of all, the match in Melbourne, which was an exciting draw. And then in Sydney, the Australians won with Shane Warne picking up his 300th Test match wicket. And here, the South Africans carried much of the play all the way through this game at the Adelaide Oval. And the only area in which they really fell down was in their catching. They dropped 10 chances. And that is simply almost too bad.